Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why some women leave men absolutely addicted after just one night together, while others, no matter how gorgeous or experienced they might be, don't create that same impact? Here's the truth. What drives a man wild in bed isn't just about looking like a Victoria's Secret model or knowing a couple of fancy tricks you read online. No, it's about how you make him feel. And here's the secret most women don't realize: men crave more than just the physical act of sex. They crave an experience that makes them feel desired, surprised, captivated, and connected. When you know how to create that kind of experience, you're not just another woman he's been with. You become the woman he can't get out of his head. Think about it like this: physical attraction might get him into bed, but the way you touch, tease, connect, and own yourself is what makes him come back again and again. That's what separates good from unforgettable. That's what makes you the woman he brags about to his friends, the one he fantasizes about when he's away, the one he needs. And here's the best part. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to perform, and you don't have to pretend to be someone you're not. You just need to understand a few powerful ways to tap into his senses, his mind, and his emotions in the bedroom. So today, I'm going to share with you 6 sexy ways to drive a man wild in bed. And once you start using these, trust me, he won't just want you, he'll crave you. The power of anticipation when it comes to driving a man wild in bed. Most people think the magic happens once the clothes come off. But the truth, the magic actually starts long before that. The most underrated turn on you can give a man isn't instant gratification, it's anticipation. Think about it. The movies and shows we get hooked on aren't the ones that reveal everything in the first 5 minutes. They're the ones that build tension, that make us wait, that keep us guessing and leaning in for more. Your intimate life is no different. Men may seem like they want things fast and straightforward, but what really gets under their skin in the best way is when you make them wait. Teasing him, drawing things out, making him wonder what you're going to do next. That's what gets his mind spinning and his body on fire. You don't need to be outrageous. Sometimes it's the smallest things that make the biggest difference. Let your fingers trail slowly over his skin, but stop right before he thinks you're going to go further. Hold his gaze a second too long before kissing him. Whisper something naughty in his ear earlier in the day, and then don't act on it until later that night. Every pause, every delay, every playful moment builds anticipation that makes the release so much more powerful. And here's the real psychology behind it: men are wired to chase. They love the thrill of pursuit. When you rush into giving everything all at once, you remove the chase and with it the intensity. But when you pace yourself, when you play with the tension, you flip a switch in his brain that keeps him fully engaged. You're not just giving him physical pleasure, you're giving him an emotional high. So the next time you're with him, think less about racing to the finish line and more about creating the journey. Imagine you're painting a picture, and every brushstroke, the way you look at him, touch him, tease him, is adding to the masterpiece. That's the power of anticipation. It's not about doing more, it's about slowing down and making him crave what's coming next. And once he finally gets it, he won't just feel satisfied, he'll feel consumed by the experience of being with you. Confidence is the real aphrodisiac. Here's something you need to know: the sexiest thing you can bring into the bedroom isn't lingerie, it isn't a certain body part, and it's definitely not some complicated move you learned from the internet. The real aphrodisiac, the thing that makes a man lose his mind, is confidence. Now, when I say confidence, I don't mean you have to be loud, bold, or even flawless. Confidence isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. It's about showing up in your own skin and saying, "This is me, and I know I'm desirable." That energy is intoxicating. Men don't remember the woman who spent the entire night trying to cover up or apologizing for her body. They remember the woman who owned herself, who moved like she knew she was a gift, who didn't ask for permission to take up space. Think about it from his perspective. When you're constantly saying things like, "Don't look at me there," or "I don't like this part of my body," what you're really doing is pulling him out of the moment. He's not thinking, "She's right, that's unattractive." He's thinking, "Why is she not seeing what I see?" Because here's the truth: if he's in bed with you, he's already attracted to you. He's already decided you're sexy. Your lack of confidence doesn't change his desire, it just interrupts it. But when you walk into that space with confidence, when you look him in the eye, touch him with certainty, and allow yourself to enjoy the experience fully, you give him permission to do the same. Confidence isn't about having a perfect body. It's about showing him you love the moment. And when you love the moment, he does too. One of the most powerful ways you can express confidence in bed is through your energy. Move slowly. Don't rush. Let your hands, your lips, your body show him that you know you're worth savoring. Confidence makes every touch more electric because it's not just physical, it's emotional. You're telling him, without words, I'm not here to perform, I'm here to enjoy myself, and you're lucky to be here with me. That's the kind of energy that drives men wild. And here's the bonus: confidence is contagious. When you own yourself, he feels freer to express himself. He becomes bolder, more passionate, and more engaged. Suddenly, the experience isn't just sex, it's a dance, a connection, a fire that builds between the two of you. So remember this, you don't need to be a supermodel. You don't need to act like someone you're not, and you definitely don't need to overthink every move. The hottest thing you can be is unapologetically you, because when you own that, when you radiate confidence, you instantly become unforgettable. And trust me, confidence will always be the real aphrodisiac. Mix sweetness with naughty. Here's a little secret about men: they love contrasts. They don't just want one version of you in bed. They don't want only the sweet, gentle, affectionate side, and they don't want only the wild, naughty, playful side either. What really drives a man absolutely crazy is when you can be both. When you mix tenderness with passion. When you can switch from being soft and sensual to daring and a little wicked in the blink of an eye. That contrast keeps him hooked, keeps him guessing, and makes him crave more of you. Think about it like food. Imagine eating something that's just sweet. After a while, it becomes overwhelming. Or something that's just spicy, too much, and you can't handle it. But when you mix flavors, when you get that perfect balance of sweet and heat, that's when it becomes unforgettable. Sex is no different. Men want the balance. They want the warmth of your affection combined with the thrill of your playfulness. Let me give you an example. Start with something tender, stroking his hair, kissing him slowly, making him feel cherished. That's the sweetness that makes him feel emotionally connected, safe, adored. But then, out of nowhere, surprise him, bite his lip, whisper something naughty in his ear. Take charge for a moment. That sudden shift from gentle to bold will make his heart race because he never knows what version of you is coming next. And that unpredictability is addictive. Men don't just want sex to feel good. They want it to feel exciting. They want to be surprised. They want to be pulled into a roller coaster of emotions and sensations. When you show him both sides of yourself, you're giving him that exact experience. You're saying, I can be your safe place, but I can also be your wildest adventure. And here's the beautiful thing, you don't have to force this. Every woman naturally has both sides inside her, the tender lover and the playful seductress. It's just about allowing yourself to express them. Don't hold back. Don't think, oh, he might judge me if I'm too sweet, or he might think I'm too much if I'm too wild. Trust me, he loves both. And the fact that you can blend them is what makes you unforgettable. So next time you're with him, surprise him, stroke his cheek, and then tug his shirt. Kiss him softly and then pull him closer with passion. Make him feel loved and then make him feel desired. That's the magic. That's the contrast that keeps him awake at night, replaying the moment in his head. When you learn how to mix sweetness with naughty, you don't just give him pleasure. You give him an experience. And once a man has experienced that with you, he won't settle for anything less. Take the lead sometimes. One of the biggest myths out there is that men always want to be the ones in control in the bedroom. And yes, a lot of men enjoy taking the lead, but here's the secret most women don't realize. Men also go absolutely crazy when a woman flips the script and takes charge. Because when you step into that role, even just for a moment, you're telling him, I want you. I'm not just here to please you. I'm here to enjoy myself, and trust me, nothing drives a man wilder than knowing you're just as hungry for him as he is for you. Think about it. Most of the time, men are expected to initiate. They're expected to make the first move, to set the pace, to drive the car. But when you suddenly grab the steering wheel, it catches him off guard in the best way. You climb on top. You kiss him like you can't get enough. You whisper exactly what you want him to do. It flips a switch in his brain. He's not just thinking, this feels good. He's thinking, this woman desires me so much she can't help herself. That's a massive ego boost. and it makes the whole experience 10 times hotter. Taking the lead doesn't mean you have to dominate every second. It's about sprinkling those moments of control that surprise him and make him see another side of you. Maybe you pin his hands down for a second. Maybe you pull him towards you instead of waiting for him to come to you. Maybe you roll over and say, "My turn." These little shifts tell him you're not just a passenger, you're a co-pilot, and sometimes you're the one flying the plane. And here's the thing, when you take the lead, it also takes the pressure off him. Men secretly love it when they don't have to do all the work. It allows him to relax, to surrender, to enjoy the feeling of being wanted. It creates balance, it creates play, and it shows him you're not shy about owning your sexuality. Now, I know some women worry, what if I'm too much? Or what if he doesn't like it? Let me tell you, confidence is everything. Even if you only take the lead for a moment, the fact that you're bold enough to do it will stay in his mind. It will make him crave those moments again because they add variety, unpredictability, and raw passion to your connection. So don't be afraid to take control sometimes. Push him back onto the bed. Kiss him before he kisses you. Show him exactly what you want. Those moments of leadership won't make him think less of his role. They'll make him admire you more. They'll make him see you as exciting, adventurous, and irresistible. And once he experiences that, he'll never forget the way you made him feel. Engage all his senses. Most people think sex is all about touch. And yes, touch is powerful. But if you really want to drive a man wild, you have to think bigger. You have to engage all his senses. Because the truth is, when you stimulate more than just his body, you're creating an experience that floods his brain, locks you into his memory, and makes him crave you on a whole different level. Let's start with the obvious: sight. Men are visual creatures, and that doesn't just mean what you're wearing or not wearing. It's about how you move, how you look at him, the way your body language tells a story. Maintaining eye contact in the right moment can be more powerful than any lingerie. Moving slowly, deliberately, like you know he's watching. This builds intensity. He's not just looking at you, he's mesmerized by you. Then there's sound. Most women underestimate how much a man is turned on by what he hears. Your voice can be one of the sexiest tools you have. A soft moan, a playful laugh, a whisper in his ear telling him exactly what you want. It's electricity for his brain. Those sounds linger in his memory long after the night is over, and they become triggers that make him think of you whenever he recalls them. Now let's talk about scent. Never underestimate the power of smell. A light fragrance, the natural scent of your skin, even the way your hair brushes across his face, it all leaves an imprint. Scent is directly tied to memory, which means when you engage his sense of smell, you create associations that stay with him long after. He could smell something familiar weeks later and instantly think of you. Taste is another playful layer. Whether it's the taste of your lips, a surprise kiss somewhere unexpected, or even sharing something sweet together before things heat up, it all deepens the sensuality of the moment. It's not just physical, it's emotional. It makes him feel connected to you on more levels than just touch. And finally, of course, touch. But here's the twist: don't just focus on obvious areas. Explore. Tease. Use your fingertips, your nails, the softness of your lips. Trace along his neck, his chest, his arms. Touch doesn't just arouse, it builds suspense. It tells him, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm going to enjoy every second of this. Here's the magic of engaging all his senses. It makes the moment unforgettable. You're not just another partner, you're an experience. You're imprinting yourself on his mind in ways that go far beyond the physical. And once you've done that, trust me, he won't just want you, he'll be haunted by the memory of you in the best possible way. Connection over performance. Here's the biggest mistake so many people make in the bedroom. They think it's all about performance. They think they have to pull out the fanciest moves, the craziest positions, or act like a star in some adult film to keep a man hooked. But here's the truth. What actually drives a man wild isn't performance, it's connection. You see, a performance is something you put on. It's about impressing, about trying to do it right. But connection, that's about being present. It's about tuning into him, letting him tune into you, and creating an experience that feels raw, real, and personal. A performance fades the moment it's over. But connection lingers in his body, in his memory, and in his heart. Think about when you're too focused on, am I doing this right? Do I look okay? Is he impressed? You're in your head, not in the moment. And guess what? He feels that. He knows you're disconnected. But when you let go of perfection and focus on enjoying the experience with him, laughing when something silly happens, moaning when something feels good, looking him in the eye when you're close, that's what makes the moment unforgettable. Because here's the secret: men don't just want sex. They want intimacy. They want to feel desired, cherished, and connected in a way that goes beyond the physical. The eye contact that makes him feel like you're the only two people in the world. The smile that tells him you're having the time of your life with him. The way your body responds naturally because you're not thinking, you're feeling. That's what drives him wild. Connection also means allowing yourself to be vulnerable. It's not about pretending to be perfect. It's about letting him see the real you. The way you breathe heavier, the way you let go, the way you surrender to the moment, that vulnerability is magnetic because it creates trust. It makes him feel like he's sharing something special with you, not just having another physical encounter. And here's the irony. When you focus on connection over performance, you actually become way sexier. Why? Because you're present, because you're enjoying yourself, because you're giving off the energy of someone who isn't trying to impress, but instead someone who's living the moment fully. That energy is irresistible. So stop worrying about whether you're doing enough or looking perfect. Stop performing and start connecting. Look him in the eyes, touch him like he matters. Let yourself feel every sensation and allow him to feel your desire. That's what will make him remember you. That's what will make him crave you. Because long after the positions fade and the details blur, the connection you created will be the thing he can't stop thinking about. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Driving a man wild in bed isn't about being perfect. It isn't about memorizing a list of fancy moves. And it's definitely not about comparing yourself to some unrealistic standard you've seen online. It's about how you make him feel. That's what sticks. That's what turns sex into an experience he can't stop thinking about. We've gone through 6 powerful ways to do this. Anticipation, teasing him, building that tension that makes him ache for you. Confidence, showing up like you know you're desirable, because trust me, he already thinks you are. Mixing sweetness with naughty, keeping him hooked with the balance of soft and wild. Taking the lead sometimes, flipping the script and surprising him with your boldness. Engaging all his senses, making every moment a feast for his body and his memory. And most importantly, choosing connection over performance, because that's the thing that separates sex that's forgettable from sex that bonds you emotionally and physically. Now, imagine what happens when you put these together. You stop being just another woman he's been with. You become the woman who stands out in his mind. The woman who not only turns him on, but makes him feel wanted, alive, and connected. That's the kind of experience that makes a man crave you. That makes him brag about you. That makes him think about you long after the night is over. And here's the beautiful truth. You don't need to be anyone else to do this. You don't need to play a role or act like somebody you're not. You just need to tap into the natural power you already have, your ability to connect, to tease, to play, to own your confidence, and to share yourself openly. That's what makes intimacy unforgettable. That's what makes you unforgettable. So my challenge to you is this: the next time you're with him, stop thinking about how you should be and start asking yourself, how do I want to make him feel? Then use these 6 ways to answer that question in a way that only you can. Because when you do, he won't just remember the night, he'll remember you. If this video helped you, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more relationship and intimacy advice, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. And I want to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 6 sexy ways are you most excited to try? Is it the teasing, the confidence, or maybe taking the lead for the first time? Let me know. I love reading your stories. And remember, sex isn't about perfection. It's about connection, presence, and play. Do that and you'll be unforgettable.